Hey, did you know that you can buy from Taobao without having a Chinese bank card or a Chinese address? Stay tuned and I'll show you in this video. You will need the following items to open a Taobao account successfully. You'll need your passport with some kind of Chinese visa, whether it's a visitor's, spousal, work, or business visa. You'll need a phone number. It can be Chinese phone number or international phone number as long as it can receive texts anywhere around the world, then you're good to go. And you'll need an Alipay account. And lastly, you will need to download the Taobao application on your cell phone. This won't work so well with the desktop version, but I've tested it with the mobile version and it works just fine. So step one, you need to open an Alipay account. Luckily, foreigners, regardless if they have a tourist visa or a business visa, a Chinese bank card or an international bank card, can now open an account on Alipay in the international version. And I go through great detail on how to open an account from start to finish. You can look at the video up here or I'll post it in the description below to show you how to open an Alipay account without having a Chinese bank card. So be sure to do that step first. One thing I want to mention is that you're going to be asked to make a 6-digit PIN for your Alipay. Do not forget this PIN, because if you forget it, like my mom has done in the past, you're gonna have to wait like 2 or 3 weeks to get your verification done by the customer service rep, and it's a pain in the butt to actually remember and request a new PIN. So don't forget it, write it down, do what you need to do to remember that 6-digit PIN, because that's how you're gonna make purchases on the Taobao account. So once you actually made an Alipay account, you actually make a Taobao account automatically. You gotta look at the information in the My section or like the My Profile section on Alipay, and it will show you your Taobao ID and what phone number was used for that Taobao ID. This is just as a reference for the next step, which is to download the Taobao application. You simply go to the Google Play Store or the App Store and type Taobao. It looks something like this. It's like an orange button, looks something like this, and you know it's the right one if like you see these Chinese characters. Go ahead and download it. Note that there's no English version yet, so it might be a little rough getting used to it at first, but once you get it set up, which I'm going to show you in this video, you can go ahead and use it over and over again with knowing little to no Chinese. Now, when you open the Taobao account, go ahead and go to the login page. Put the phone number you use to register an Alipay, the exact same phone number. Just make sure it has a signal that you can receive a text, whether it's data roaming overseas or you're at your house and you have mobile data. You need to have mobile data so you can receive a text. It's gonna send you a one-time password. You put the one-time password into Taobao and you're logged in. But you're not done yet. The next step you need to do is to set up your address. Once you set up your address successfully and save it into your address book, you're almost done. So to save your address, just simply go to My Taobao, which is right here. Then click on the Settings tab. Then go ahead and tap on My Address, which is right here. If you don't have any addresses saved, you can click on the top right corner to add a new address. Now note that they do have some English in this one, so you can go ahead and figure out what needs to go where. But if your address is in China, just put your address as it's stated in China in here and then save it. But if your address is overseas and you don't want it to be shipped to China, so you can select the third row to select what country you're from. So in this case, I'm going to use America as an example, but you can also look at the different countries that you can select from, A through Z, etc. So I chose America, and then you can select your state, your zip code, street and building number, all the way through the rest of the address, and then you click Save. So once you have your address that you want saved, you go on to the fourth step, which is to start shopping. So I'm going to show you 2 very convenient ways to start shopping. Let's say you know absolutely no Chinese and you want nothing to do with the Chinese language. At your home country, you can search for what you want in like Amazon or Google, as long as you can find a picture of it. When you find a picture of it, on the Taobao home screen, you can click on the little camera on the top where it shows the search bar. When you click on that camera, you can actually take a picture of what you want to buy. When you take a picture of it, it will give you different options of what Taobao recommends that's closely related to that picture, and you can select what you want to buy. So that's the first way of buying something if you don't know any Chinese. The second way is a little bit more work, but it's also not that difficult, where you're gonna need to use Google Translate if it's not a world-renowned brand. Let's say you wanna buy a battery charger for a Canon camera. So you're gonna need to probably type in battery charger, Canon model, blah, 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 camera into Google, and then take that translation and put it into the search bar and go ahead and look at the different options that are offered. Or if it's a really renowned brand that everybody knows, you may be able to get away with typing it in English. So in this example, I'm gonna search for the Mavic Mini. The Mavic Mini is a drone that recently came out from DJI. You can see there are a bunch of options here. I'm just gonna select the cheapest one here. And when I select the cheapest one here, you can see there's different options and different packages I can select. Again, I'm gonna select the cheapest one. Now here you can select whether to add it to your cart or just to buy it immediately. In this case, I'm gonna add it to my cart just to show you the rest of the process. So I add it to my cart, and then I can go back to the home screen, to my profile, and look at my cart. In my cart, I can see the DJI Mavic Mini, continue on with the purchase, and then it's gonna go to my Alipay. You should be able to select the proper address here, of course, so you can kind of figure out, okay, this looks like my address. You click on that address and continue on with the transaction. And then it's gonna ask you for your Alipay information. Your 6-digit PIN that I told you not to forget. You're gonna need to put in the 6-digit PIN to finish the purchase. Now, note, because Alipay Tour Pass only allows the top-up feature, make sure you top up enough money into that bank card that Alipay gives you with your international card, because you can't directly purchase it with your international card. You need to use Alipay to finish the purchase and then go on through your day. I've actually tested this with a couple purchases and it worked just fine as long as the balance in my Alipay bank card was larger than what the Taobao transaction needed to be. So once you put in your 6-digit password and you verified your address, you're done. You can go back to my profile, track where it's at in the delivery process. You can just go to my profile and click on this button right here where you can go and track where it's at in the shipping. It's actually super easy to use and super user friendly. So I just showed you how to use Taobao without having a Chinese bank account or without having a Chinese address. So this may be useful for maybe starting a business with a Chinese person that sells a certain goods and can ship them overseas to you. If you found value from this video, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification just so you can get notified of all the videos I make each week about having a better lifestyle in China as a foreigner. If there are any questions I've not answered in this video, feel free to write them down in the comments below and I'll answer them within 24 hours. Thank you for watching this video. Consider watching other videos in my channel. Keep surviving, and I'll catch you in the next one.